we out here. So I just left rehearsal and I got like, I say about another week or so, a little less than a week until it's birthday. And I'll be turning 33. But honestly, this month has not been about that. This month has been about growing and being uncomfortable. Because right now I am not comfortable. I'm in a weird space as far as creativity, business, and things like that. But ultimately, that's where we are. What's goody, man? We out here. So, like I said, I'm leaving rehearsal, and pretty much everything I need to work on this month is going to be about taking what I've set up so far and challenging myself to go further. And it's going to be done a number of ways. So first things first is creatively, I got to turn up the productivity. I got to produce more as far as everything. Like I have to be more efficient in my systems and again, developing strategies to improve these systems. So like how much content I'm making and how I'm going to do things for you guys. So like even like this video right here, I've learned from like, you know, a few of my mentors and people I look up to is that you can have all the content in the world, like you can record your entire life, but if you're not doing cool shit or have anything interesting to say or some kind of really unique perspective, no one really gives a shit, right? Because we all have a perspective, but we need to know who's dope or not. That's the key thing. Position in life, right? I've actually been blessed to have pretty much a life of abundance. I've not been a person to complain, but you know, I've heard different principles and like quotes and one-liners and things like that, like it rains on the just and the unjust and things like that, or you know, the good die young and all these different things like that, right? But if I were to kind of audit my experience since my birthday is coming up so far, life has been pretty good. I haven't had any major complaints. Like I got all my limbs, I got all my digits, my fingers, my toes. I don't have tattoos, but you know, I have, you know, good, decent skin, you know. I have my regular, normal, common, you know, basic problems, right? Stuff that I can manage and deal with. Compared to what's going on in the world, I'm doing pretty damn good. And so I always take, you know, at least twice a day, I try to kind of audit that and level set myself, because throughout my days, I see a lot of, or hear a lot of complaining, and not in the sense of like, woe is me, but it's kind of like, I'll use my peer group for an example. I was born in 1992. My peer group has a big issue with authority, respect, and duty. Meaning like authority as in adhering to like a greater cause. Respect meaning like understanding respect, right? And then when it comes to duty, the ability to understand sacrifice and apply that to your life, right? In my peer group, we struggle with that. That's at least what I've noticed from living, you're right? And so I try to level set that a lot when it comes to my personal life. I try to make sure I ask myself certain questions. The only issue I run into is that if the people around me or you, the person watching this, if the people around you aren't asking themselves these kind of introspective questions and level setting their entitlement or their complaints in the world, or even the good things they feel in the world, you will wind up kind of creating a level of dissonance or distance between the people that you may care about or that you know, possibly are related to. So I have like a situation that's very unique, but I'm aware of that, and so that's why I try to do that. So whenever whenever I have these conversations like this that you're hearing on this video, if I have this conversation with a real person in front of me, it doesn't go as smoothly because it requires a lot of people to have to take the way they view the world and directly challenge it. And so what that could look like is, I'm not a person that, let's say, I'm not a person to complain about pain, discomfort, or stress, right? I don't know what that is. I guess it's just a character in me. Like when I'm, going through something, I'm not one to bring it up to you because I don't think you're the one that, is going to be I don't think it's necessary to burden other people, right? But that's just my mindset on that. Whereas other people will tell me as I have this conversation that no, that's not the mindset you want to have, or find balance in that you want to have a way to have an outlet for the things you're feeling, expressing, or going through, right? So if you're suffering, you want to have an outlet for that suffering. You don't want to harness your suffering just on your own because, it's not healthy, and there's other options for you to really thrive in the world, right? So for me, that was a challenge directly to my mindset of like, no, that doesn't work. Just keep it all in. Why would you ever share any type of problems that you have in the world, right? So then I started to realize that when I get around people that think like me or that thought like me, it was hard for them to do that exact or go through that exact same process of challenging their beliefs directly, like literally just going, all right, look, this is the very, very thing you need to focus on in order to thrive. And it's going to go, basically, it's going to counter the very thing you believe is correct. And so that's hard. And it was hard for me to do, but now I feel like I've gotten to a point to where I have a little bit more understanding in who I am, where I am, and where I'm going. But the biggest struggle now is going to be what I told you in the beginning of the video, is now I have to challenge myself to do more, be more productive, and to basically push harder. This is chicken drumsticks with butter chicken simmer sauce, slathering around in that goodness.
Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. No tobacco leaf or stem. Pharma grade nicotine. Black Buffalo, $4.49.
What's good, y'all? We out here. I'm about to head into the grocery store. We're another day closer to my birthday, and I'll be turning 33. But as I kind of, get closer to that day, I don't think much is gonna change as far as my mindset on things. But it's just a reality. It's kind of like a anxious feeling a little bit. So I'm checking out the protein. I landed on some muscle milk, and it's the best price. I saved like maybe $2-3 over what I wanted. So I think the last thing I need to get now is a shaker cup. So now I'm looking for a shaker cup. Something cheap. I didn't think shaker cups were this damn expensive. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's kind of ridiculous. All I'm putting in there is powder and water. Yep, it looks like my only option is the $12 bill. So let's get it. All right, so this is what we got. Water filters, shaker cup, protein shakes. These are the most expensive grocery purchases I've ever gotten for such few items. What's goody? What's going on, Mo? So we're back in the studio, and pretty much right now I'm going to be organizing a lot of my tasks for the following week and everything for the upcoming album. And bonus points if you can guess the name of the album. I've been hinting at it, but the hints will become a bit more frequent as we get closer to when I'm ready. But I think it's going to be a fun project. But a lot of what I want from it is just for a good time. Like, I want it to be a groovy kind of project. But there's certain things I want to, you know, experiment with as well. So there's some things I got to work on.
All right, Nickelodeon, chill out.
Get it. We out here cooking. We got chocolate chip pancakes, bacon seared cabbage, and then we got some buck home. Easy money. And we're going to put it all on the food scale and track it out too. So, yeah, easy.